So recently Korda dropped a few new pieces of terminal tackle, and one of them in particular really caught my eye as something that might be quite useful within my angling. So I thought I'd grab hold of them, have a play with them and do a little video to you about how I'm using them within my angling and how I think they could benefit you within yours. So the item itself is called the hook clip, and they're a tiny little piece of terminal tackle with the idea of being able to quick change your rigs. And by quick change I don't mean at the lead end, I mean at the hook end. So for example, things like spinner rigs, which you can already change the hook on, are becoming really popular, and this is designed to allow you to quick change your hooks on pretty much any rig itself. So the clip itself is designed that instead of you tying your knotless knot around your hook shank, you tie it around the clip itself, and then you hook the hook onto the clip. So it's a completely different way of thinking about attaching your hooks, but the principle behind it is that when you're on busy sessions, you're catching a lot of fish, instead of having to tie up loads of new hook links, especially if you're using like fluoro combi rigs where you've got several different knots and bits of different material, can all start to add up if you're getting through quite a few different hook links every time you have a fish. So the idea is that you can just unclip your hook and then put a new hook straight onto that old hook link. So they're a really neat idea. So we're going to take a look at a few rigs and a couple of ideas that I've had with them and how I think they might benefit you within your angling. Alright, so first up we've got what we would class as a standard blowback rig. This one I've just tied up snowman style with a little pop up at the top and a rig ring on the hook shank. Now in the past, once you tied this rig up, you caught a fish or you'd dragged it over something and blunted the hook. You wouldn't be able to change the hook, you'd have to throw that rig away, tie up a new rig and put that one out there. But with these new hook clips, you can tie it up so that once you've had a fish or the hook's a bit blunt, you can just slide back the shrink tubing, or you can use kickers. Korda haven't really got a kicker that's suitable yet, I don't think. I think they're bringing one out, but they're large kickers they say you can use. I find them incredibly hard to get over the hook clip and to be on the shank. So I'm just using a large bit of shrink tubing, and that does actually pull off and on, and it holds its shape really nicely. So instead of knotless knotting around the shank of the hook, you thread the hook link through the bottom eye of the hook clip, tie your knotless knot onto the hook clip, and then as you'll be able to see, I can just slide that hook off, pull it off the rig ring, and the hook is away. And then once I've got my new hook out, I can just thread it through the rig ring again, just thread it through, and then hook the eye of the hook back onto the clip, and you've got a new hook back on there. You can just slide that shrink tube in, back over the hook, straight over the eye, and you've got your rig ready to go again. It's as simple as that. So that took, what, even with me faffing about there, a few seconds, whereas if you had to tie up a whole new rig, you'd have to spend, well, good 5 minutes really messing around, and you'd use up hook links. So some people have said it's a bit of extra gear you don't need. It's a bit of a faff, but once you've got them tied up, it will save you money because you're not throwing away bits of hook link constantly. You're just changing the hook each time. So the other option that I've tied up to have a little look at, and somewhere I think it's really going to benefit me within my angling, is for solid bags. Now I saw Rob Burgess doing this and I thought it was a really good little idea. So when you're solid bag fishing, normally it's for a hit of fish. That's the way I tend to use them on more runs waters, and the pain with them is tying up new solid bag rigs all the time. Like a lake I went to recently this summer, I had about 30 fish and I really wanted to use solid bags, but the idea of tying up 30 odd solid bag rigs, or however many I was going to have to tie depending on when the hook's blunted, really didn't appeal to me. But with this setup, I've been able to just slide back the kicker, which this one I've got shrink tubing on again, and then I'll just knock off the hook, pull it off the shank, put my new hook back on, clip it on, and away I'm ready to go. Just put it straight back into the solid bag. So it really is as simple as that. Whereas before I'd have to tie up new hook rigs, which would take several minutes, or having them ready to go, I can just change the hook now and straight back out there. So it's going to be really effective for that quick hit style of fishing. So yeah, they're a really nice looking little product. Really impressed with them. I think they were designed by Pete Castle. I'm not quite sure. I think he had something to do with them. There are similar things on the market at the moment, but they're designed to knot to the bottom of the eye and not knotless knot to the actual shank of the clip itself. So they're a little bit different. These are a lot neater because everything is concealed within the little clip, the knots, everything, and it all just fits neatly under a kicker. So as I said, Korda don't quite yet, as far as I can see, I haven't seen them in any of the shops around me, have a hook clip kicker out yet. It does say on the packet to use a hook clip kicker, so whether there's one coming out or whether they just haven't hit the shops yet properly, so that'll make things a lot easier. There are a few other market brands out there at the moment that do fit over the top. I believe the new noodle kickers from Thinking Anglers and a couple of their longer XL kickers fit over really nicely, so that's an option, and so does some of the Avid kickers as well. But as you say, I'm just using shrink tubing at the moment, and that does go on and off quite easily, a lot more easily than you would expect it to. So great little product from Korda, really impressed with them so far. I'm sure I'm going to find loads of different ways to use them within my angling, because I am a bit of a fanatic for sharp hooks. If I reel in and it's blunt, I'll either have to resharpen that hook, or normally I'll tie up a whole new rig and get it out there, or put a whole new rig on. So it's a lot more of a faff, whereas this, if I reel it in, I've got a blunt hook on there, I could just flick that hook off, flick it back on again, and I'm back out again within minutes. Don't even have to take the hook baits off several of these different rigs. So it really is that simple. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this has been a little insightful into this tiny little clip from Korda. Really impressed with it. Hope you've liked it. If you've enjoyed it, click like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.